Welcome to this video. Is Firefox still a private web browser? And this is coming up because there's been a lot of reports about Mozilla Firefox recently over the last couple of weeks in the news about how Mozilla recently changed their privacy policy in terms of service. They specifically changed the verbiage around data collection and selling data. Previously in their policy, they specifically mentioned they would never sell user data, and that specific verbiage has been changed. It's more vague, and some other things have been changed as well. And a lot of users are concerned that Mozilla Firefox is moving away from being a privacy-oriented web browser. In addition, Mozilla has made a lot of changes recently over the last couple of years that have caused some question marks, some concerns. Chromium has a lot of dominance over the web browser market, and those who have stuck with Firefox have been very loyal, and a lot of that has to do with users looking for and wanting a more private-oriented web browser, and also wanting to use something that's not Chromium based. But with all of that being said, I do think these recent changes do need to be taken seriously. I don't think a company like this makes those type of changes unless they are currently doing something that could violate that policy, or they are planning to do something in the future. I do still think Firefox is a better option than Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge, and some of you may disagree, but I also feel it's still better than the Opera browser. But again, I do think it's worth considering switching from Firefox to something else. And so that's the question I want to answer today. What alternatives do I recommend? I will link this website down in the notes, down in the video description. This is privacytest.org. These are multiple browsers that they've done privacy tests on, and it's not as simple as just coming here and looking for the column with the most green check marks. We are all different users. We have different daily uses, and I'm going to assume that if you've been using Firefox, you're probably going to want to stick with something Firefox based, or probably something that's not Chromium. I will also link this website, which is alternative2.net. You can type in Firefox here and it will list a bunch of alternative web browsers. And for those of you who do not know, there's a lot of web browsers out there. I would recommend that whichever browser you pick, that you do a lot of research, especially with some of the browsers that are less known. Make sure you research the company. Make sure that those browsers get regular updates. My first two recommendations would be LibreWolf, which is focused on privacy and security, as well as Movad. Both of these are Firefox based, so if you're coming from Firefox, you'll feel right at home. But there's actually one browser I would recommend above these two, not because it's more private or secure than either of these, but because it's a little more user-friendly, and that's Waterfox. I think they do a little bit better job finding a balance between privacy and security. Again, I'm not saying it's the most private browser. If you do choose to use this web browser, there are some settings that you will want to change. For example, Bing is the default search engine. You will want to change that. You'll also want to review the privacy and security settings, but all of that just takes a couple minutes max. Also, the uBlock Origin extension is not installed by default, so that's something else that you will probably want to look at. But all of these things just take a couple minutes to tweak. If you prefer higher privacy and security right out of the box, again, LibreWolf, Movad, something a little more balanced for the everyday user, I would recommend Waterfox. And I did mention Brave earlier, and I get it, a lot of Firefox users do not want to go to a Chromium-based web browser, and that's totally fine. I'm just putting this out there for options that could be considered. I know, just like with Mozilla, the company behind Brave, there's been some questions about some of their decisions. I still think it's a better browser than Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge, and maybe something worth looking into, at least for a daily driver, and then you could use it in combination with Movad or LibreWolf when you need to do more private-oriented web activity. Please post your comments down below as far as what your thoughts and feelings are on this whole Firefox controversy, whether you still trust Mozilla or will never use them again. But that's everything for this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please consider sharing it. And if you would like to support the channel, go ahead and hit that join button to become a member today for as low as 99 cents a month, the thanks button, the subscribe button, or that bell notification icon to get notifications on future videos. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a great day.